Peace. Another glorious day, y'all. You already know. I hope everything good with you and yours. We're gonna get right into it. Okay? We're gonna get this money. I had a big appetite for arms. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do some arms, I'm gonna do some shoulders. Shoulders. Anyway, so let's get to it. Alright? So first, I'm gonna start off with this. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 20. Bring it to the side. This is very good for people who had a compromised shoulder. So look, check it out. Out, in, out, 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 in, out, out, out. So, why am I doing that? I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing that. First off, somebody in one of my previous chats inquired about how do they help a shoulder that was injured or in some way compromised in whatever way that they needed to make their shoulders stronger. And I am one that has definitely dealt with quite a few recovery phases in my life, and none of it due to actually working out. I mentioned in my previous live, in one of them, but anyway, I shared a moment in which, when I was incarcerated, I was in a big bang out. Okay, in the dorm, I guess you could consider it a riot. It was about at least 15, maybe 20 of us involved in this big bang out. So anyway, with that being said, I got injured in that bang out, right? And let me first mention that definitely at the beginning was doing well, holding 10 toes down, holding my own, right? However, I had 3 guys that I was fighting at the same time. And we throwing blows, we exchanging blows. I'm getting hit, they getting hit. Nobody's hitting the ground, but it was very very much like a slugging match. But anyway, so I threw my shoulder out in that process. Now, to speed up what I'm sharing is that I had to then, of course, from that point, rebuild my shoulder, because now I was in jail and I was injured. That's a place where you don't want to be injured at all. You don't want to have any form of vulnerability to compromise your safety of defending yourself. So anyway, this is one of the exercises. With all that being said, this is one of the exercises that really helped me get my shoulder stronger. More so when I went upstate to prison, because in the county jail they didn't have weights. So I would grab, this is a 15-pound dumbbell in my hand. So I would go out, in, out, 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 out. See what I'm saying? So I will go. Check it out again. I will go. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. You can look at the activation in that shoulder. I don't know how good the light is. Let me switch it up. Maybe this light is better. So, but again, so what you want to do is you want to bring the dumbbell center by your abdominal region to your lower chest. And that's where you want to hold it. Keep your arm close to your body, to your side. You don't force it, and you'll feel that shoulder activated. You'll feel it. Feel it right now. And this is not just for somebody who had an injury. This is good for just your overall shoulder strength. Strengthening that shoulder, not doing something so much dealing with heavy weight and such. These exercises will get you stronger and prep you for heavy weight, actually. Okay? I love this. Okay? And then, again, these 15 pounds. These are great. You can get good money with these, y'all. Believe me. Believe me. Believe me. Even these will get you strong. Nice and strong. My grip feels great. Look at that activation in the bicep. These will get you strong, y'all. Don't sleep on that lightweight. Do 30 of them. Okay? 30 and better. 20 is good. Go for the 30s, 15 pounds. You can handle that. Most of us can handle that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at that. Let's go for another 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's money. Believe that. And that's with the 15 pounds. Okay? I feel the burn. I feel the activation. Okay? You can even bring it down to 25. The thing is, you don't have to go 30 straight. You could do the 20, but give yourself at least no longer than the 30 rest period, 30 break rest period, all right? So that's where we at with it right now, okay? So again, as I was saying initially, you know, I don't have all the answers to, you know, certain things that I haven't experienced myself in regards to, one, recovering with any form of body injury, right? Not everything that, causes us a physical setback is related to working out. So, but one thing I know for sure is that when it comes to this arms and things of that nature, I'm pretty much familiar in what, of course, was my experience. And I'm just an individual where I don't want to let up and just let things be without contributing to me becoming stronger, if I can help it, Let's get this money. All right? So again, we back up with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's money. It's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right? Then you can hit the lat raises. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? So I'm just I'm getting in my groove. I'm warming it up. I can hear like little slight little cracks in the shoulders, whatever. I don't. You see, the thing is, I don't look that. It's no never mind to me. I feel fantastic. One thing I can say for sure is that the only time I felt, pardon me, the only time I felt even the slightest experience of an injury due to working out, I'm talking about decades ago. So I'm talking about when I was like maybe 18, and that was from bench pressing. That's all I used to do for the most part, was bench press. And I was bench pressing so much that I think it was my left. I forget which, but I think it was my left. And it was very aggravated. It was very I can't describe it, but it was like a pinch, if you will, but whatever. And that was so long ago, and I never allowed that to discourage me. It went away. That was something. It never reoccurred. So let's get this money though, y'all. Let's do some push-ups. We here to get it. I'm actually right now. I'm at my parents' residence. They went away, so I'm checking on their home, making sure everything good. So that's the part that we play in supporting our loved ones. You know how we go. Let's get this money though. So I'm gonna do some push-ups. We're gonna get back to them shoulders and stuff. Pardon me on that. Let's get it. I got my cup of ice. I got my water. About to get this money. I also got the 20-pounders here as well. So get some of that in. Curl those nice. Again, just doing I want to do some arm work and just felt like touching some shoulders. But anyway, we'll do some push-ups. We'll see how we go, y'all. We'll see how we go. Let's get these push-ups. So what I'm gonna do with these push-ups is I'm gonna go off the knuckles right now. And when you do those knuckle push-ups, it really, I feel like it engages with those biceps too, and those shoulders. You know, that's what I get from it. Let's get it though. It's money. Nice 20 on the knuckles. You know? So I'm gonna go back and forth with adjusting this camera because I got it so anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and forth with that. Let me see how that look over there. Cool. So when I do those, I guess I could back it up a little bit so you can see. But like I said, I'll be working with the camera angle. So you could work with so also, right? You can work with whatever you got. Wherever you at, wherever you are physically present, look around in your surroundings. You can utilize so much. You know, I just seen a dude on YouTube. He was working out with the bucket. And now, see, that's nothing new to me, right? Salute to that gentleman, though. He did a whole... Anyway, let me get this money. I'm going to talk about that, though. So, like I said, got the tire. Look. It's filled up, y'all. So, got some weight on it. Right? Go up. You go to the side with it though. That's good. I feel that in my chest. I'm just going off of what I feel. And I feel that in my shoulders too. When you raising this thing. And they all add up. So check it out. It's good money right there. And it's these type of workouts. Now for me, I live in an apartment. So I don't have a garage of my own. It's my parents' home. So if you are a homeowner, you have a garage, use what's in your garage. Period. Let's get this money. And that's still a challenge for me. Again, for those who know, my arm is really just now have become strong to a point in which I'm able to pick up that tire, because as I'm rising it, I have to squeeze, right, the tire to hold it in place to actually lift it. It's money. So what I wanted to say real quick about that bucket is that, like I said, I saw a dude on YouTube, and the bucket is not new to me, right? Dude's been doing that in prison for however many decades, centuries, whatever. However, I got a turtle, right? Pretty big turtle. I have to clean the tank. I got a 50-gallon breeder tank at my home with a turtle. The turtle's home. So when I clean that turtle tank, I gotta carry buckets. I have a Home Depot bucket myself, which holds 5 gallons of water. So when I empty out that 50-gallon tank, that in itself is a workout for me. So I just say all that to say salute to that dude who actually made a full workout with that bucket of water. And again, it's just a point of which we can utilize so many different things at our advantage to get this money. So let's get it. As you see, I got the crazy pump. Bring these up like so. Somebody just texted me. So what I did was I had did the underhand or the supinated, I guess, with the dumbbells, and I brought it up. That's targeting my shoulder. It's targeting my shoulder. So one thing about me, besides me not having shoulders that are as emphasized as many others or as developed or whatever, regardless, but one thing about up in my shoulder region, like in my clavicle and my traps are very big. I got big traps. So in the very upper part of my body, again in my traps, they take up a lot of, I would say, shoulder emphasis, if you will, if that makes sense. But let's get this money, y'all. Let me get to these push-ups. So let's get these push-ups. I'm just getting in my groove, y'all. You know, again, these are the workouts. So I'm pacing myself. Right? Very effective. Very effective. Okay? With that being said, these are the times in which, like, right now it's I think it's what, 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock. And when you hungry, when you got that appetite, you know, it's a very great time in which to get this money when it's quiet. And you can really concentrate, no rush, pace yourself, take all the time you want, and still get an effective workout. Let's go. So, we back to this tire, y'all. And so, before we do that, I want to hit these again. Let's go to the side. So, like I said, out, in. Look at that activation. I feel that burn accumulating. Not forcing it. Not forcing it. It's not what I'm doing. I'm letting that tension build up. I'm letting that burn build up. That's what I'm doing. Letting that burn build up. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Then after that, I'll bring it to your curl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Notice the squeeze. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Look at the activation. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 30. It's money, y'all. It's money. So even if you just had a pair of 15-pound dumbbells, You know what I'm saying? You can make that work. Again, not even again, but as you see, I'm not rapidly curling it. Got a nice pace going. Bring it up. You see the activation in that arm? I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? A great, great way of a form of fine tuning. These exercises I can do this, will prep you for moving heavier weight. I'll use these 15 pounds, still go to the gym, curl 90, with the dumbbells, curl 50, 55. I'm still working up to that because of my arms, so, no excuses, even with my shoulders, no excuses. But I'm working it. So one thing I know for sure, when I have a conversation with myself and know what needs to be done, is that if I don't do anything at all, I will be in a worse position, So that's the thing, y'all. But again, like I said, with these type of movements or these lighter weight workouts will contribute to those heavier lifts. If you want to lift weights, if you want to if you want to utilize that steel. I could do the 15. There's been many times I started off in the gym, many sets with the 15, and then I'll go hit the heavier weight. So that's how we do. Now, let me get back to this tire, y'all. Let's go. So I can curl this too. Curl it. It's money. It's money. I feel that in the shoulders. It's money. And then what we do with that is we pick that right back up. It's good. It's good. Take your time. Before you know, you be doing that 15, 20 times. Slow dough is better than no dough. Yeah. And then what we do after that, boom. We go hit those push-ups off the knuckles again. You see the pump, you see the activation. Come on. And that's great for your wrist, too. So that's another thing. So let's say you had a wrist injury, right? You could do push-ups off the knuckles. That'll have you in a neutral alignment with your hand, right? I forgot the term, what they call your hand, besides the digits and all that. Forgot. I got to get back into my literature. But anyway, yeah, I know that for sure. Or you could do them off the dumbbells. Let me show you. Quick 17. You see that? So, like I said, if you have some type of wrist injury and you can't put your hands flat on the surface, on the ground, put it in your neutral position of your head. This is the natural way anyway of which your arms or your hands will offer you that comfort, that stability, that support to carry out that push-up. It's money, y'all. Got a nice pump. You see that? This ain't no heavy weights. Light. Let's get it. Did a nice burn off of those. For sure. Now, let me do that. Go back. Feel that burn for sure. Out, 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 in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Hit the other side again. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. I'm not forcing it. Look at the activation. It's money, y'all. Then what you could do is this. We're gonna get back to that tire. Hit those red delts. Like so. Let me move this. It's money, y'all. See the activation. I'm looking for, I had another open water. Not sure where it's at, whatever. Then again, we hit those push-ups off the knuckles, y'all. It's money. Let me back this up. A great at-home workout. You know, it's funny too, like these type of workouts, sometimes it take me, sometimes a tad bit longer than those vigorous workouts, you know? Be funny like that. Let's get it. So I'm gonna get back down. So I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna do the push-ups off the knuckles. I'm gonna do the push-ups with the dumbbells. It's money, y'all. Stand up. We'll never sit down. Crazy pump. You know, I'm gonna do it live tomorrow morning. That's how we do. Slow dough is better than no dough. Then I'm gonna pick that right back up. You know where I feel that too? Way up in here, in that upper body region. I feel that way up in there again. When I'm picking that up and I'm raising it up, I'm squeezing to hold it in place, to hold it secure in my arms. Out, in, out, in. One, two, three, four. Three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's money, y'all. You know? It's money. Sweat pouring, y'all. Not sure if you can see this. Let me see. I know the lighting get a little. Let me see. Now the lighting ain't that good right here. Pardon me. But you can see it for yourself, you heard? Sweat pouring, you heard? You know? Let's get these push-ups off the knuckles. It's money right here. And this wouldn't even be considered a lot. And I only been on this a little less than an hour so far. Very effective though. get this money. Push-ups on the knuckles, y'all. It's money. Again, that's sweat. In the basement, the garage. In the garage, it's hot in here. It's like a sauna, sorta. You know? Like I said, when you get this good sweat going, it's good work. The body get rid of that toxins, that salt, that sugar, that what needs to get up out of you. You know? So we all know. Another thing too, again. Pardon. Another good thing too, another great thing is if if you defecate regularly, all right, you want to be moving your bowels often. Of course. Why? It's getting rid of waste. Okay? So the things that we consume and intake in our body, it's very important that we put the things in our body that will allow the process of which getting rid of such waste, it's an easier process for the body. Let's get this money. So again, I'm gonna bring it up closer. I want y'all to see this right here with these the shoulder exercise, okay? Just trying to work with the lighting and all that. All right, so let's get a close-up on that. All right, cool. So this is for, again, people who have problems with their shoulder at one point, right? You could use 10, 5, 15, whatever's comfortable for you. Out, in, out, in, out. Feel that tension build up. Look at it, check it out. Out, in, 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 out, in. Look at the striations. And then again. 1, 2. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So if you could do 30 on the 15, that means you could do at least 8 with the 40s. Believe me. Even if that's not the case, 35, you should be able to hit 10 times with these dumbbell curls. You dig? It's money, y'all. It's money. That's 15. It's 15. Let me get me a paper towel. My hands is losing this grip. Hold on. I got them right here. Pick those back up, y'all. then after that, I'm gonna get back to that tire. Again, a beautiful, nice at-home workout, y'all. Once you see that activation. You know, again, slow dough is better than no dough. Let's get it, y'all. That take core too. When you grabbing that, and you squeezing that, and you lifting that, it's that core is engaged with that, y'all. Believe that. That core is engaged. Yes, it is. That core is engaged with that. When you grab that in the middle, that gravity is pulling that weight down. So again, to be holding it with the palm of your hands, putting that squeeze while lifting, that core is engaged, your upper body. Feel good. Feel good, very effective. Let's get some more of that. It's money, y'all. I'm gonna hit that again. So, back to the push-ups. Remember, on the knuckles. It's money. Hope y'all was able to see that. I'll get on the next one. I forgot to tilt this. Forgot to tilt it on that one. Out, in, out. So what I want to do, I want to give a little more feedback, right? So as I mentioned, I threw this shoulder out. I was in a big bang out while in jail. Again, pretty much maybe half the dorm was fighting, okay? And getting it on, we exchanging blows. Bang, 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 exchanging blows. But I threw my shoulder out. What I wanted to say about that incident though, as I mentioned before, so once the whole ordeal was broken up, I don't know how to just pop my shoulder back in like how they do on the movies or even in real life. People that could just do that. So anyway, so they lock us in the cells or whatever. I never claimed what was the past in terms of that, but anyway, so they lock us in the cells at that time, and I had to wait for the COs to come take me down to medical downstairs. Excuse me, the company I was on, or the block or dorm, was upstairs. So anyway, besides that, my point is that I had to wait. So they bring me down to medical, and medical, for whatever reason, they don't put your shoulder back in. Now, the county jail in my community, right next door is a hospital. So even though they brought me downstairs to the jail's medical ward, I had to wait for them to transfer me to the hospital next door in order for them to put my shoulder back in. The point I'm making is this. First of all, there's no clocks, at least where I was at. There's no clocks in the dorm, no nothing. So I would say my shoulder was dislocated for hours. So mentally, I'm sitting there and I'm holding it as close as possible. Okay, so I could prevent it from just moving around. So to fast forward, what I'm saying, I finally get to the hospital, they put it back in. My arm is in a sling. Not much longer after that, immediately I start working on my arm. I can't give you a demonstration right now, but in jail, they got the jail bars, right? On the cell, the jail bars. So how I first started to work on my shoulder, I would, I would use the cell gate, the cell door to open, like, the food slot door. So I would use the food slot door, right? Because you got the bed that's on one side, and so that's the only gate you can use, right? So anyway, that's besides the point. I would use the bars. So I would put my feet, you got the bars that divide or are in between. You got the parallel bars, and then you got the flat bars that go across, right? So it's it creates more so you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so I would use that. I would stand on that flat bar and I will pull myself forward, as you can see. So I will pull myself forward on the bar. Slowly. And that's how I would start working on my shoulder while I was in prison, in jail. And then, eventually went to prison on that bed. So, yeah, like I said, you got the flat bars, got the parallel bars, then you got the flat bars, then you got the food slot, the tray slot, then you got the bars going across. Anyway, so let's get this money, y'all. Enough talking. So again, that was just one of the injuries besides working out that I had to rebuild myself. Let me get some more push-ups in, y'all. Let me get it with the dumbbells. Get myself together. Hold on. Let me tilt this. Enough talking. Let me tilt this, y'all. It's 22. It's money. Yeah, so I guess what I was saying, like, with the bars, again, those bars that go up and down, the ones that go across, to prevent, an inmate or what have you, pushing things through the bars, whatever. But anyway, the point I was making is that throughout that whole ordeal, I rebuilt myself. You know, for real, I had no choice. So imagine or think about your arm being dislocated for, let's just say, I would say I was waiting at least the minimum, because I'm not the one to exaggerate, the minimum 4 hours. 4 hours with my arm dislocated in that whole ordeal. Let's get this money. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, y'all, I'm gonna go back to this tire. All right. It's money. Getting that core, your arms, that upper body strength. You feel all of it supporting and working simultaneously to execute the movement. Let's get it. It's money. Picking up that tire. You see the activation. Yes, indeed. Hammer grip. It's money. Show you. You can see the sweat dripping, y'all. For real. You can see the sweat dripping. Can't make this up. It's hot in this garage. It's hot in this garage, y'all. Believe that. So let me go for this right here again. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Let's go hit that rotator cuff, y'all. Again, I'm not forcing it. I'm not forcing it. I'm not forcing it. I'm not forcing it. Natural rotation. And when I say I'm not forcing it, I'm not pushing it past the point at which the shoulder wants to come to a stop, if you will. And that's what I mean. I'm not forcing it. I let the tension build up. Keep it close to my arm, to my side, I mean. And you can see it. You can see the activation. You can see the activation. Again, that's good. I don't care if it's a 5-pound dumbbell. You could use a dumbbell plate. 5, 10, 15, even 20, even 30. But I would say the higher you go in the weight, the slower you want to go. You know? That's money. It's money, y'all. Believe that. Let me back this up a tad. money. So after I do this here, even on the late night, I'm gonna have me a nice bowl of oatmeal. You know? Nothing crazy, no, not a great big bowl. That's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have a nice bowl of oatmeal, a little cinnamon. I don't need to put no honey because I'm gonna put the bananas in there. That's gonna sweeten it. I got the ripe bananas, some peanut butter. Ha! Call it a night. Wash that down with some cold water, you dig? Let's get it. Boy, do I feel that in that core. Then we follow up with the knuckles. The push-ups on the knuckles, y'all. That was 20. Get some more of those. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Very effective workout, y'all. So like I said, I came to check on my parents' home, and while doing so, I got me some money. know? Pace myself. Very effective. You dig? You see it? It's money. Let's go. Today is strength training. Yesterday I did a live where I did plyometrics. This is how you do it. You get the cardio. You get the plyometrics. You get the strength training. You be well-rounded, like I always tell you. I like to be light on my feet, but yet sturdy. You know? I like to be spunky. So if this video happened to shut off, I can't see the timing on it. I can't see it, so I know I've been on here almost 2 hours. But much gratitude to your viewership. If you decide to hit that, if you hit that like, subscribe, much gratitude, you heard? Again, very effective, y'all. It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail. Back this up a little bit. Anyway, I don't know why, but I don't know, psychologically, I just gotta be aligned or feel like, but anyway, that's just my own micro analyzing what don't need to be adjusted. joints feel a little heavier from, I guess, lifting that tire, but that's a good thing. So I feel that activation all up in that upper body. Word. Extremely tight right now, extremely pumped, you know? I'm gonna hit them push-ups with the dumbbells. Extremely tight, y'all. Real. I've been here long enough. Get a few more in, come to a close. You already see the demonstration of what can be done in your garage, in your driveway, in your backyard, in your room. You know? I don't care if you're renting a room. You could utilize that room. Okay? When I was I'm just in a sharing moment, and I'm just using this time in which only what I had to use, whatever. Anyway, when I was in the box, you have the small rec pen outside of the cell door in the back. And every day, like before lunch, like after breakfast, they'll crack that door. They'll buzz that door open. And you're inside of a little rec pen, which is much smaller than this area I'm in right now. And I would do burpees. No, pardon me. I didn't do burpees. I would do jumping jacks. I didn't start doing burpees until years, maybe 2.5 years after being released from prison. But I would do jumping jacks. I would jog within that little area. Again, I just say that to say we can utilize and stay fit with even just a small area. Let's go. It's money, y'all. bring that camera closer so you can see those. Again, I'm doing all this with the 15-pound weight. Very effective. It's money. Like I said, this will prepare you. If you're not already doing a heavier weight, or if this is all that you have, very effective. So like I said, I could go hit the 50, 55s, and, you know, a lot of times I stay with the 40s, you know, because I'm still building up. It don't matter, you know. It contributes to doing more, regardless, you know. Word. Let me hit this tire again. We're gonna come to a close soon, y'all. It's good money. Money. Doing this tire is taking away from that, making them dumbbells feel a little heavier. Doing this tire today, it do. Feel great though. Feel fantastic. Slow dough is better than no dough. Let's get it, y'all. That was 7 on that one. It's great. Believe me, that's great. I'm gonna share something else in the future about another injury I endured while incarcerated. I was a teenager. I was an adolescent. And it all happened because I was wearing those Bruce Lee slippers, as they call them. The patakas, you know, them flat joints without the shoestrings. Word. Big mistake. Fighting the nose. But anyway. It's money, y'all. Tell you. So I hit some shoulders today, did some chest, some biceps, you know, with the 15-pound dumbbells. Lifted up the tire, got some core going, core activation. Did the push-ups off the knuckles, get that wrist strengthened, you know. You already see the great pump that resulted in such work. You know what I'm saying? You already know more content on the way. Either I'm live or making these videos. As I said in the beginning of this video, I came through, checked on my parents' residence while they was away. They'll be back soon. But that's what the duties of a son does, is to make sure everything is right and exact with the residence, the home, the dwelling in which we live, right? So while I did that, why not get this money? Why not take advantage? Why not feed this appetite that I have to? It's mandatory, you know? Let's get this money, y'all. We're not finished, you know? It's money, y'all. It ain't hard to tell. Fantastic pump. Let me hit these push-ups. Off the knuckles, y'all. It's 20. Get back at it. Believe that. Like I said, these type of workouts are excellent after the day before when you did plyometrics or cardio, or even if you did such workouts early in the day as far as the whatever form of cardio and some applied plyometrics, right? And if you want to get some extra money later on in the evening, strength training is perfect for that afterwards. You know, typically, from what I understand, a lot of people start off with lifting weights or doing calisthenics. They do their strength training first, and then they'll end their workout with the cardio. A lot of times, for me personally, I'm the total opposite. I'll do the cardio, plyometrics first, and then go strength train and still have a great amount of energy. Probably not as much energy if I didn't do that first. However, I still have a substantial amount of energy and still able to execute two different forms of working out, you know, in one routine or one session, if you will, right? So, and I could do all that on an empty stomach. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like to start my mornings off if I'm able to have the time to get a quick jog in or what have you, and you know, I could do that easy. You know, but this is a very effective routine. Again, something good for you to do at home when you just want to clear your mind. You want to work on yourself, work on your body, get familiar with just some solo time, just in a pure quiet of your surroundings, and be able to get your thoughts, you know, situated with everything that, at least for me, I get from doing the workout in this atmosphere by myself, and no distractions. You know, it helps me regather my thoughts, do a little reflecting, and I mean, obvious right now I'm on the camera, but whether I'm on or off the camera, I'm still getting this money. So again, for me, this is a great form of therapy. I don't care if there's people around sometimes, because we have to be able to be still even within the storm. And it doesn't have to be your storm, you know, just the noise around you, you know, whatever, again, that has the ability to attempt to distract you. You know, you could, and that's a good thing when you could focus, you know, because this is even in those even in those environments where there is noise and stuff, it challenges us to, you know, even exercise our focus that much more. But anyway, let me keep it moving. It's been quite some time on this camera. You already seen the great demonstrations. Let me get another tire in before this phone cut off. Let's get this money, end off strong, and catch y'all, you already know, on the next one. Like the next day, and the next day, and the next day, if I can help it. Let's go. And that's how that's done. So, appreciate you all. You already know. More lives on the way. More content in general. Appreciate y'all. With that being said, Huss. Oh no, I did not forget. Fit over 40. Ferrari fit. Skywalker. The human cannon. Rome! The money monster. Catch y'all on the next go around. I'm out. Peace. Get this money. Slow dough is better than no dough.